Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 31, Paradise Found of Rise of the Star Lords. Last week, our heroes had a serious talk with Magnamar's Lord Commander. They leveraged some ship upgrades out of him, and they provided political ammunition to one of his political rivals.
Well,
Their political rivals. Yeah. And then you set out for Turtleback Ferry, and you walked about town, and then you took turns reading out in some amazing voices some of the rumors you found. And you noticed that a lot of the townsfolk had Sahedron stars, tattooed on their bodies in various locations. And I think Finn sort of tried to romance a contemplative a little bit.
Didn't work.
Funnily enough, that also implies that most of the people of this town at some point frequented the brothel because they were being, offered a discount or something if they got that tattoo, right?
Yeah. It's also not specifically just a brothel. It's also it was a gambling place.
Oh, okay. So like King Kearney's Casbah.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
It's from the Sunday game.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But so that happened last week. This week's icebreaker. We had one planned, but another one got offered up live. And it's when the crew is on extended trips into the vast, what class does their character play in the on the ship Pathfinder games that they're playing?
So I feel like Jacinto would there are two answers here. Jacinto would either be an oracle, very, very, sort of see the future kind of mystic spellcaster that is racked by some sort of curse, right? That's oracles in general. I don't know. I have their section in the PF2 rulebook intimidates me because there are so many things about the oracles. But I think it would either be an oracle or a barbarian. Because it's either you play to your strengths or you go against type. That is the correct answer. So
generally, yeah.
Right. Nick, what about Lahan?
Oh, Lahan would probably play an alchemist.
That makes a lot of sense.
I like it.
What about Ava, Leif?
Soldier. Always soldier.
There are no soldiers in PF2.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Fighter.
Make her entire new class. She uses third-party content. She's one of those players.
Yeah, I like that. Ava goes third party.
She's like, yeah, so I really like Starfinder better. So I'm this Starfinder character that's been brought into the Pathfinder unit, back to Galarian, and only knows how to use Starfinder things.
What about Finn? Lapis.
Finn, I think, would probably be intrigued by the Necromancer class or Shamans. I see Finn wanting to be a magic user. But fun fact, when I did a lot of Pathfinder, I was a third party weirdo. I love psionics. I always would badger my GMs.
This GM never let her do it.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's actually lied.
Right.
Did at me.
I did not.
So when we left off, I think the last thing you guys were planning on doing was you wanted to go out to the Paradise. A ship that had been recently lost in this lake floating in the void of space that was a known gambling den and place of purchased companionship. And we talked about it, and I said, yes, the Heartbreaker could travel in there, it could travel in there.
Yeah.
So, I imagine you pile back in the Heartbreaker and you take off, and you were supplied the coordinates for like the last signals that the town got from them. Man, my neighbor just violently slammed something into the wall.
I heard that.
I didn't.
They have 3 children. It's not completely uncommon.
Well, hopefully it wasn't one of the children.
It sounded like a hard object. I think a kid was playing.
Children's heads are pretty hard.
It's true.
But
Still hopefully not one of
so
the
I imagine I imagine you take off in the Heartbreaker and you ease into this mass of water because you probably would not want to hit it at speed. And you go into this and you go further and further, and I feel like there's a certain amount of pressure built up because something's got to be keeping this water together and here in this one location. So you probably hear the hull of the Heartbreaker kind of like groaning slightly, and you can see like on the ship's sensors, the structural integrity is probably just dipping ever so slightly, like as the hull's being stressed, but it's not like danger zone or anything like that. And you're going through and you're picking up things on your scanners. You're seeing like large creatures swimming through this fluid and chunks of like amorphous, almost lava lamp like bits of clay, silica type material. And eventually you come across this wrecked starship, and you probably turn on some external lights and bring up a visual on the monitor, and you can see the name of the vessel, the Paradise, painted across the bow. And if you want to know what happened to it, I'm probably going to need y'all to use some computers to scan the hull, scan the wreck.
That
All
sounds
right.
like a Lahan job.
Yeah,
I got
This
you.
is appropriate.
Got you, fam. Computers, you say?
Yes.
And I've only got a
Oof.
plus 23. 36.
I
Oh,
know. I almost didn't even ask you to
Plus-
roll anything because I assumed you would just knock it out of the park.
Plus
Um,
23.
Shinto mechanic.
You're level 8, to be fair. But
Just mechanic
yes.
things.
Just
But so you
mechanic
you
things.
scan, and it probably takes a while because I imagine you're being pretty thorough, and you're looking, and every exterior hatch that you come across on this vessel has been welded shut from the outside. There's a small little escape like pod for a single person that's been ejected. None of the others are gone. And you can see where there are small holes in the hull, as though like the holes that you might open you might open these apertures to vent atmosphere in case there's an out of control fire. Those have all been opened. And you also find a number of spots, a number of locations where it's like critical for the structural integrity of the ship. Those appear to have been blown outward from the inside. So the ship looks like it's had a number done on it.
Well, none of that sounds good. But it does sound to me like it might have been done on purpose by somebody, right?
It does.
If there were a lot of people... I'm sorry, Finn, go ahead.
Oh no, you first.
Well, I was just going to say, if there were a lot of people on board, this could very well be... what's her name?
Zanisha, right?
Zanisha? No, Zanisha, we just killed Zanisha.
Zanisha's sister.
Lucretia.
Lucretia. This could just be Lucretia collecting on those souls that she has so handily corrupted over time in just one fell swoop. And he like little chops through the air with his little plant boy arm.
I tried.
Does one of your tentacles do it as well on a larger scale at the same time?
No. But yeah, so and it's also I'm no detective, but I am very wise. it's also suspicious to me that there's a single person escape pod that was launched. So it's quite possible that Lucretia survived.
Are we certain that she was on board?
I guess not, but then all the more reason that she survived and that she could still be a problem.
Oh no, I'm definitely expecting to run into her. If she's anything like her sister, something as simple as a ship crash isn't gonna take her out.
Did you know anything about Lucretia when you were in the cult, Finn?
No, the leadership has changed completely. It's almost like the new siblings came in and wiped out the old ones. The entire focus of the cult has shifted.
Okay.
Funnily enough, it's actually shifted to be worse than it was before. Like, they already weren't the nicest of folks.
Well,
Although,
doesn't...
with the theme of things, it could have something to do with collecting sins and whatnot. Because, I mean, the last one was after greed. This one's after... Is this one still after greed? It seems like they're getting sinners. Greedy people in general. And there was a lot of greedy people in the cult to begin with.
I don't know what sin they'd be after here. I mean, if this place was a brothel as well as a gambling den, maybe they were also after lust?
Well, you do have that one letter from Lucretia, and in that letter, all they talked about was greedy souls.
I think I might have heard one of the other people's who's say 7 sins at one point. After I said it, I remember that we were greed focused at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, well, the 7 deadly sins have come up because I'm keeping track of your guys' 7 deadly sins and 7 virtues. And the 7 virtues of rulership were an Aslanti thing that Thassalon borrowed and then corrupted. Like you found something about Alisnus, the Star Lord of Greed, and then Karzug, the Star Lord of Alisnus, the Star Lord of Wrath, and then Karzug, the Star Lord of Greed.
Okay.
Okay.
Curious.
Yes.
Very curious.
So is there any obvious ways that we could like access the wreck, or is it inaccessible?
If you wanted to go in, you could. This will be a little bit of theater of the mind. I didn't want it because this is just be you searching. I'm going to be up front. It's going to be there's not going to be anything living inside. There are holes blown in the hull, so you could go EVA and you could go in that way. You could mate up to one of the access hatches, and then Lahan could cut through because they've been welded shut. It just takes some time. So you have a number of ways to get inside.
Honestly, mating up and cutting through is probably our best option.
And if you do that, that's easy enough. I mean, I don't anticipate your pilot failing. Like you'd have to roll a 1 to have anything bad happen, and it would not be the ruination of your starship. Yeah, you would.
If I roll 1, it's still a 16.
Yeah, I mean there is that. You're fine. You're a super good pilot. So you could mate up, you could cut through, you could get on board. It's water inside because again they opened up all those apertures along the hull. Going through the ship, you find dozens and dozens and dozens of dead bodies. People just in like evening wear, that sort of thing. They've been eaten on, and every once in a while you'll see like tiny sea, like aquatic creatures that have come in through those apertures. So they've been eaten on for, a while. All sorts of different kinds of races. If you make it up into the captain's quarters, it's suspiciously empty of anything of interest, as though someone had taken what they found was important and just skedaddled.
So no loot.
Okay.
That's fine. Um, Jacinto sort of floats by on Artania, who has a little environmental bubble around his head, because of his pet collar that comes with environmental protections. Overcomes. Maybe we should try and find the office if we can. See if we can find any of Lucretia's things. I don't know. I mean, if this was her, then she probably wouldn't have left them here anyway. She would have planned for this.
Yeah, that
Agreed.
sounds like a good idea. Lahan, did you find any schematics when you were scanning this back?
I don't know.
I mean, where would you like to go? I mean, you rolled super good scanner wise. This you can see the inside of the ship when you were scanning. You've walked through it. You found your way to the captain's quarters, probably through the bridge. I'm sure Lahan's identified where engineering is.
Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah, it's this way.
We follow Lahan.
I'm assuming you're wanting to probably try and hook up to the computer, see what they have in the database.
I mean, I imagine it's all ruined by water.
Yeah, it's real pronked up. It's not in good shape at all. Um, yeah, there's not really much left other than the bodies and what was once a relatively nice ship. They went for style over substance. It's very obviously like what they tried to make it look real fancy and rich, and but they didn't have a lot of taste, so it's very just gaudy.
Is there like anything odd about the corpses? Like the clients, was there anything that stands out outside of the Sahedrin tattoos?
I mean, you could make medicine checks
You can't.
if you want to figure out what
Sure.
happened with them.
And then
I
they drown.
prompt my allies to check the bodies out.
That's a 20 on medicine.
Yeah, you're right. They drowned. There have been some of the aquatic sea life predation. So some of they've been eaten on the parts that the creatures could get to.
Right.
But like you found fluid in the lungs and like all of the damage that would have occurred due to someone breathing in the fluid and then drowning.
Yeah. That
you
tracks.
Then there's the occasional person that if you really do a thorough search of the ship, there's the occasional person you can find at an airlock, and you can see where they've probably beaten their hands bloody, and they happen to be one of the people that was actually wearing like station wear or something that provided environmental protection. So they were in here in the dark alone for 24 hours trying desperately to get out before they finally had their protections fail, and
that's
then
horrifying.
they suffocated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely
Yikes.
horrifying.
Yee.
It is indeed horrifying.
Where a couple of the holes in the hull are, just like the structural bits, like there are a couple people that were hit there with shrapnel. They bled out. So there are a couple people maybe didn't drown. They might have just bled out, but no one here went a good way, a quick way.
Tracks.
Just,
Yeah.
Is there any skate pods or anything on board? Like, how did everybody get?
Reminds me of that movie Ghost Ship.
There are escape pods. They're like those little. Like have you watched Spaceballs where they have the spheres at the end, single person's escape pods that are just like a sphere that one person locks into. They had those. There's only one that's been jettisoned, and it was actually off the bridge. The ones that would have been available to the passengers, none of them have launched. If you look close, the doors that were like the access doors, those actually at the very top and at the very bottom, like almost not noticeable. There are some tack welds holding them closed.
Hmm.
Certainly looks intentional.
Yes, the Welders Union.
Why do you reckon they
They
welded
were
them?
behind this the whole time.
That's just odd.
Yeah.
Seems they
Uh,
didn't want anyone to survive.
Do you think this could be how she's harvesting her souls?
I think
was
so.
expecting some sort of ritual, daggers and cloaks and candles and whatnot, but
Well, if you think about it, this was probably a lot less work and could be, well, maybe not a lot less work. It's a different kind of work, and importantly, offers deniability. Um, deniability. She got away if she survived, and everybody presumes she's dead. So this way, nobody's going to be coming for Lucretia um, over an accident.
that's fair. Now I want to find this Lucretia even more. The ship is giving more questions than answers.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we should go look for her. I don't know how we would find her though.
I have no idea where to start on that.
Is there a way to like
Maybe
escape pods can't go far? We could scan the area nearby.
Triangulate, right? We could triangulate. That's a thing that we can do with
Yeah.
electronics.
and the port should keep records of comings and goings. We could check to see if anybody sounding vaguely like her has left planet. Because if the escape pods can't go far, she would have had to have left the port.
Well, when you did hear about this, what happened to the ship, the little that they knew, um, they mentioned that no one had found any escape pods, but they were leaving further investigation up to the Black Arrows, and they had sort of passed that up the ladder. And then they hadn't heard from the Black Arrows in forever. And then they talked to Magnamar, and then you guys kind of got nudged out here by the Lord Commander, in addition to your own clues that you found.
Right?
Okay. Would have been much
So
more
maybe we
useful
should-
if we'd gotten here while the ship was still active.
Yeah. Maybe we should check in with the Black Arrows then.
That's
'Cause
probably a good idea.
No one's
Lord
heard
Commander
from them.
said, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll find Lucretia there. Who knows?
But we
Hopefully she's
could-
not the reason that they've been inactive, but that is always a possibility. They could be all dead.
Yeah, we could head out to their base. See if we can figure out why no one's heard from them. Maybe there's trouble.
Yeah, let's do that. I think
Yeah.
we've seen everything there is to see here.
Yeah.
On the way out, Jacinto will activate his artificial third eye to see if he can see anything through. See any hidden goodies through walls and stuff. I don't know. I got sense through vision 30 feet while we're exploring.
Yeah, you don't really find anything that stands out to you. It looks like the gambling that was done on here, it was sort of like an internal credit system, not an actual
yeah.
like, you know.
Uh-huh.
So like any real credits, like you guys are kind of guessing. You think Lucretia might have bounced. Like presumably if she bounced, she probably took any of the real money that was deposited with them, and then
Yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
But are you gonna leave the remains?
Oh yeah, there's way too many of them for us to do anything about it, and it's not our job. We're not funeral directors.
Yeah,
Fair,
we'll
fair.
Yeah.
let the locals deal with those. Jacinto will murmur a prayer to them as we're like leaving, but there's not much we can do. I think we've got bigger fish to fry.
You got to be pretty
Fair.
special to get a burial from the PCs.
That's true.
Adventures typically are not in the habit
Body
of taking
recovery
books
business.
with them. Yes, exactly.
Unless
Fair,
that's the
fair.
AP.
Yeah.
No,
could-
I was just asking. I was just curious.
No, of course.
All right, so yeah, you can.
We got Space Truckers AP. Why not body recovery AP?
Funeral home AP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting that.
I mean,
Well,
there
I mean,
there was
Probably a lot of
there was
zombies.
a show. There was a show about a family of funeral home people. Is it
Yeah.
Pushing Daisies or 6 Feet Under or something like that.
Pushing Daisies, I think. I never watched it.
But yeah, you can pile back into the Heartbreaker, leave. Once again, large sea creatures, smaller sea creatures, bits of random like silica, clay, that sort of thing.
There's always a
And-
bigger fish.
Yeah, I'm presuming you're gonna go back to Turtleback Ferry.
Right, because we have to
Because-
like rent a smaller boat to get to Rannoch, don't we?
Yeah, like to get through the field to Rannoch, you either need to be much smaller than the Heartbreaker, or you need to be huge enough to not care about asteroids hitting you.
Well, we got deflector shields. But smaller boat's fine.
I think what Jet's saying here is that the Heartbreaker does not have the proper defenses.
That's what I'm
That's
trying to
fine.
imply. Because I'm not leaning into a starship combat for this stretch right in here.
Hey.
That'll be a little
That's
bit down
fine.
the road, maybe.
Uh-huh. Oh, right. I need to upgrade the ship. Yeah, no starship combat
time.
today, please.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, you go back to the port. What do you do from there? Or the docks? Not really a port.
Hmm.
Suppose we go
We're
rent a smaller boat.
Okay.
gonna
Do
need
you
a smaller
pass-
boat.
Do you pass any of your information on to the townsfolk, or you just go straight to renting a boat?
I mean, the townsfolk think we're tourists, so no.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, these
We're
there's this
yeah.
whole thing going on. Juan's letting them.
We're committed now.
Yeah, I mean, we're too deep now. We've told like 2 lies. We're way too deep.
And
I mean, after the first one, you're just done. You can't
once we make characters, we're
Turtles of
there.
lying.
Yeah.
getting all method. So
Oh no.
so there's not like advertised rentals, but if you walk around the dock and you're like, hey, we need to go blah, you find a local that has a vessel that can get you, that they're willing to rent you. Like they're like, oh, it's my off season, I'm taking a holiday, I'm spending it with the family, why not let charter out the ship and let it make me some income. And you're getting what's like the equivalent to a recon entercopter,
Yes.
but it's beat up. It's well cared for, but it's been through a lot. It's probably like the guy that owns it, his dad probably owned it, and he's in his like 40s.
Yes. The classic generational helicopter.
Well, I mechanically recon entercopter. It's not necessarily an entercopter because I don't know how a copter would work in vacuum, but
It's canon now.
all right,
Yep.
it's a space helicopter.
A spellicopter, thank you.
There
It's
we
also
go.
very, very good for spelling.
Look, if Sarkessians can have wings made of light, you can have rotor blades made of light.
Fair,
Ooh.
fair.
Well played. Yes.
So you go and get on this helicopter, and you can tell it's been modified through the years. There's like trawling nets that fold back along the side, but they're not like standard nets. They're like, I don't know, light nets or laser nets or something fancy, stuff like that. And you are more than welcome to head towards Fort Rannoch. There is, I went to the wrong part of my notes.
As we get onto the entercopter, Ava mentions, these are some nice laser nets. I haven't seen these since the colony.
Oh. Do a lot of laser net fishing?
That's the only way to get the immature Voidgar reliably.
They also work really well in goblins, but you didn't hear that from me.
Come to think of it,
Oh,
I have no idea what you used to do before you joined up with us. Did you have a career, Ava? Or I just always guess I assumed you just came out of the woods, but you must have been doing something.
Career puts it a little bit strongly. Wouldn't call it a career.
I feel like a woods lady.
Is Woods Lady a career?
More of a
I don't know.
lifestyle. More of a lifestyle than a career,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever you want to call
what
it.
was your career before being a hero of Sandpoint? I was a hermit. That's a career?
Did you have a passion you were following? Were you living your bliss?
I was a social outcast. Thanks for bringing that up. That wasn't a wound or anything.
Ooh.
And as she says that, the locket with the picture of Ava as a child and her parents falls out and lights up. And just more trauma. So yeah, you hop in this thing and you'll be leaving from number 7, which is just the northwest part of Turtleback Ferry. There's a dock out there. That's also where the ferry that would take you across there's a ferry that'll take you across the skull field, not the scroll field. This is not Threefold Conspiracy. To another location just for like a tourist type thing. The Clay Bottom ferry would take you over to Pendaka Station, and basically you'd follow the path that this other ferry takes, and then you would be able to start picking up some nav beacons that have been laid down that will sort of lead you through this very tightly packed asteroid field. It's not got a lot of clearance, so that, again, you either need to be big enough to shove everything aside or you need to be small enough to move around. And it's going to be a little bit of a journey. It's like 300 miles to the Skull's Crossing, which is that structure that predates everything in the area. It generates a big energy field to protect from the worst of the quicker moving asteroids. Occasionally, some get through, sort of a seasonal thing. But you if you follow this path, you will eventually get to a point where you're going to have to split off, and then you'll head towards Fort Rannoch rather than going to Skull's Crossing. But as you're following these nav beacons, I need you all to make, or whoever's in control of the sensors, I need them to make a computers check.
Me.
Sorry, Lahan.
Driving and running sensors today. That's a 34.
Rolls high. All right. So
That was an
you
average roll too.
So slightly off to the side, you see an obviously injured avian creature wearing an empty saddle. It's caught in what appears to be a trap tethered to a tree. Because again, these aren't all barren rocks. Like Turtleback Ferry is a landmass that has like a living biome. There are other chunks that have living biomes on them. It's a weird space. Yeah, so you see this injured creature, empty saddle. It looks like it's struggling to get free and sort of chewing at its foot. It looks to be trapped and stuck to a tree. What would you like to do?
Well, obviously, Juan's gonna point this out to the others and start navigating over towards it.
I could probably fly over there and just grab it out of that tree.
Do your wings work in space?
They do not.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're not.
We're in space. We're in space, Finn.
Somebody tie
I know
us
you're
into
not-
off and throw him at it.
If you get close enough, like the landmass itself has atmosphere, you could fly. But when you get to, I have pulled up a map. I guess that you maybe would land and investigate this. Basically, if you're over the landmass, the dirt or the greenery, you could fly because there's a little bit of an atmosphere. But if you're over the stars, that's just the void of space.
Space is really big.
Yes. So you come down, land this entercopter. Still laughing at that. And you see this creature, and it's a fairly large creature. It is a mechanically large creature,
That it is.
and it looks distressed, and it's picking at something that's on its foot, and it's kind of freaking out a little bit, and it looks a little bit tired, and it's got some other injuries on it. It's got a collar, much like what Artania has.
Oh, interesting. And it does have a saddle that's empty.
Yeah.
Jacinto will turn to Ava and say, well, this is kind of timely because we were just talking about how you were hermit out in the woods. Do you want... I could help. I'm not very good with animals, but I've got some practice with Artania. Are you good at handling animals?
Oh yeah, no. Ava just kind of like has been staring at this thing, like kind of deep in thought, and I don't have life science to back it up. So, but she's trying to figure out what this thing is.
Jacinto could try and help with that. He could identify it. He's got some life science.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So then in response, she's like, yes, I do have some experience with dealing with animals in the wild, but I have no idea what this is. I don't know if I
Well-
could help it without knowing what it is first. Do you have any idea what we were working with here?
Is that life science?
It looks like 24 on a life science check.
All right. So I know that's a bird. I could not find any art for this companion
That's okay.
creature. So I'm
That's a
making
bird.
it a bird. It's a thakasa.
Oh yeah, they're weird. They sound weird, right? But I think a bird is cool.
There was very little in the way of description of them. There was zero art, so it's a bird. It's a giant bird.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating about the animal, the creature companions. Is like we don't get art for all of them. We get art for some of them, which is cool, but not all of them. And so you get the fracassa or whatever, however you pronounce it, and it's like, I don't know what this is, but it's large. Oh, that's a fracassa. They're... I mean, it looks like they've got a saddle on them, so the good news is they've probably got some training to respond to commands.
That's a fair point. Well,
What do we want to do with it once we get it free?
let's see if we can't get it calmed down. It looks like it's in distress. And Ava will sort of well, have we landed? Are we out of the ship yet?
Yeah, you guys can have landed and maybe just been, I don't know, looking at it out the window, or you maybe walked down the ramp and you're like, huh, what the heck is that? And then you had your discussion.
Oh, I see where our tokens are. I was just looking at the wrong side of the map. Well,
Yeah.
Ava will come up to about here and try to soothe the savage beast.
Do it.
And you can make your roll, but as you get closer, it whips its head around and it stares at you. And you can see it looks super agitated. It looks desperate. And it just kind of squawks at you like, ah!
Well, that's a 25 on my survival check to
And-
calm, tame wild animal.
And
Uh,
Jacinto will aid for +2.
yeah, you'll automatically aid, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got a +15 bonus.
Yeah, its feathers will sort of go down. It's breathing heavy. It looks very, very upset, but it stops like actively freaking out and like yanking on its leg. And it will kind of look at you, and then it will sort of like peck at the thing. There's like a cable, like tether that's cinched tight around its leg, as though it's like, help me, this is the bad thing, help me,
Oh.
this is a bad thing.
Poor buddy. All right, Ava will come all the way up to it and start trying to free it. Do I need another survival check, or does it like me already?
It doesn't attack you. It doesn't act aggressive. Like once you got it to sort of snap out of its freak out, it seems to have relaxed a bit. It's not like giving an aggressive body posture. It's obviously upset and it wants its leg free.
Yes.
And it's got some other injuries not
All right,
related
well,
to this trap.
Well, we're focusing on that leg, so do I need what am I doing to free it here?
You have the tools to cut it free. I mean,
Oh.
you have very powerful weapons, and this is just like a regular like titanium cable. You can cut through it, and it's just
Okay.
like a slip knot. It's not super fancy. It's like it's a cable that someone put an eye on the end, and then they put a tie on the end, and then they slipped it through.
I see. So Ava just kind of approaching it, just kind of like, shh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And she just kind of like lifts the paw that's entangled there, and she just kind of like gently loosens the like slip on it and takes it back off. Gives it some pats.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jacinto just sort of stands by.
It sort of leans into that, and it starts kind of just like squawking at you. It feels very intelligent. It feels like it's trying to tell you something, and it's just like score, 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 and it's like trying to like it sort of wants you to walk this way, and it's like raggedly flapping its wings. It's trying to tell you something. Maybe sense motive.
Oh geez.
I have this thing. It's a 27.
You feel it might want you to follow it.
Oh,
but
wow.
Just as you have that revelation, it gives out a panicked squawk, and you start seeing other creatures swooping in from the void of space.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Of course.
Cursed void beings.
Cursed void beings.
Beings of the void.
And they're a little ways out, so you might need to zoom out to see them. I apologize for people watching.
They're on the map.
This is a large map.
Oh,
Oh
there
my
they are.
goodness.
Wow. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's 4 of them,
Oh,
and they're
goodness.
large.
There's 5 of them.
I do not. I only see 3 of them, but I'm not gonna like ask you to add more.
So we shall go into initiative is what we shall do.
Wait,
Oh,
how do we end up in
snap.
combat? Who pissed off the birds?
Okay.
It's Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, Lapis.
Oh no!
They're taking off with Finn.
Try to send Ava to. Oh, I got wings. I'm one of them.
Uh-huh.
Toad.
You're not
gonna
fooling
send
anybody,
birds.
you're not. Oh, snap.
I don't like anything named Sharpwing.
Uh-huh.
Just don't trust it. Sounds pointy.
Has everyone rolled initiative?
We're missing a
Nope.
I
fin.
have.
Missing a fin. I like this music life.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
So a couple of these creatures get to go first. And they move very quickly.
Good for them.
And you see them
You see them.
well, this one it flaps its wings, and its wings are sort of shimmering, and you see actual exhaust clouds coming off of them and a crude harness attached to their bodies. Which is what you suspect is like you suspect the flaps are unnecessary until they get into this atmosphere. You suspect that what's giving them thrust in space are these thrusters. And that one double moves to get there. The next one is this one here, and it darts in between some of these rocks and comes in across this way. And now it's Ava's turn.
Oh, geez. So, Ava wants to attack the things that haven't gone first, but mechanically, that's not how this is going to affect us.
Also, just remember, if you miss, your shuriken's flying off into the void of space.
Oh, right, because I don't have 9 more of them on standby.
Just saying.
No, I think what Ava's going to do is she's going to, fearing for her bird friend's life, her new bird friend's life, she's gonna run around here and kind of take a full defense action, but kind of like trying to gain the attention of the attacking whatever these things are. So yeah, move, full defense.
Fair. The next creature, starts darting in, belching exhaust, and it's Lahan's turn.
All right. Let's see how far we got here. 110 feet. Let's see. Lahan will pull the plasma bolter. I forgot I did a silly thing. Don't worry, y'all will find out what the silly thing is soon enough. And she'll move up a bit as she does, and then take a shot. I think I'm still in my second range increment. So my range here is 60 feet. Yeah. This will be a -2. Oh, that's a miss. For the natural one.
Ugh. You hate to see it, folks.
Just to get to keep my batteries.
Didn't we roll over a reroll from the last session we played? Because we had one like the
It was a
very-
reroll for Jet, funnily enough.
That's one.
Yeah.
I'm giving that to you all.
I thought it was a +1 for Jet and a reroll for us.
Jet has a reroll. We have a +1. Tom has a nat 20 for the Kermit, and I have a +1 to any roll because I am the Lord Empress.
Excellent. And also, I don't want to take your reroll, Jet. I want you to have a reroll. You never get them.
It's fine.
He's GM, he has infinite reroll.
I've also got 5 creatures on the board. I have 5 rolls a turn. At minimum. But this next creature will also dart in between these rocks. And oh my. Just a second. Stop. Need to make sure I understand a rule real quick. Oh, that's not going to work. This creature is gonna. It's gonna be dumb. It's gonna fly right up in the burb's face. It's just, and it's got. And I will shift Z so people can see this better. That's what it looks like. It's basically just a giant mouth, wings darted all over its body.
Yeah, they're upsetting creatures, sharp wings.
But in addition to that, it has a very cobbled together looking harness and some attached thrusters at various points. And the final creature is going to dart between these rocks and head this way. And now it's Asinto's turn.
All right. Well, Jacinto doesn't like the look of this, so he is going to begin a summon. And, well, hey, man, I am quite literally about to be surrounded, so,
Oh no,
Not
I don't
good.
begrudge you the summon. I'm just like, oh gosh, they're so terrifying. Your summons do so many awful things to me.
well, and then Artania gets a move action because I haven't commanded him. So he's just going to move closer to me, his good friend. And that's my turn.
It is
I
Finn's turn.
cast Finn.
All right, let's see. Oh, this keybind is kind of obnoxious when I'm on a grid, you know. I think I'm gonna have to. Can you charge diagonally?
Yeah. It's just you got to charge in a straight line. But
And
that
you-
straight line can go on a diagonal axis.
No, run is 4 times, charges twice. Yes. From move speed.
Yes.
Alright, I'm just gonna start moving. I'm also gonna photon attune. I've got 30 feet around, so I'll get 60 feet closer to the one on the edge. Yeah, there we go. And I pass. Exciting, I know.
And we're back, and we're up to this sharp wing up here, and it's going to let out an unpleasant reptilian squawk, which I don't feel comfortable trying to do. And by up here, I mean this one. I was on the wrong layer. And it's going to fly in, stop adjacent to the burb, and then it's going to start moving away. And while it's doing that, it's going to rake out with some talons
How rude.
because it has a spring attack.
One of them.
Yep. And sorry, there we go. Submit. So 22 will hit KAC, 14 damage. The burb is looking injured. It was already beat up a little
No,
bit. It's
burb.
looking more beat up.
Oh.
The burb to the south of Ava. Oh no, didn't mean to grab that. The burb to the south of Ava is actually going to fly at Ava, rake its talons out at Ava, and then start trying to fly away from Ava.
Bad move, buddy.
Oh, it's gonna try.
$26 versus KAC.
Oh, that's super gonna miss, and I will absolutely take an attack of opportunity as it flies back away from me.
Okay.
Do it.
Wait. Full action. Spring attack. As a full action, move your speed and at any point make a melee attack or maneuver with no AO from the target. Must move 10 feet before the attack and can't target the foe who starts adjacent to you.
Extra rude.
Okay.
So that doesn't provoke then. Well, it's okay.
Nope.
That was only a 17 on the die anyway.
Yeah.
Or 17 on the attack. That was a natural 2. Toot toot.
And the next thing to happen is all of the harnesses on these birds start broadcasting this awful scratchy voice, and they're singing about eating a burb and how the burb's going to be tasty in their tummy. And from the west on the map over here, you see just this giant smoke cloud just billowing out as a shuttlecraft comes in and sort of crash. It doesn't really crash. It really roughly lands on the edge of this landmass. Oops. No, don't do that. Go to a different layer. And that's that. And it's Ava's turn.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to eat that burb. Burb, burb, burb. Tasty, tasty burb.
Not on our watch.
All right, we'll attack this one. That's still close. Ava goes ahead and she's going to... Oh, why not? Full attack with one of each dagger.
Daggers,
One
you
flash
say?
shuriken and one serrated shuriken. It's actually a... Wow, I'm rolling absolute crap. It's an 18 and a 17 to hit.
Those will miss.
Bummer.
If you have a +1, one of those will hit, though. The 18 will hit.
We got +1s.
We do, in fact.
It is, in fact, 1 + 1, because the other one is for our Lord Empress.
I'll take
But,
the +1 because that's near max damage.
Do it.
Heck yeah.
All
Oh my
right.
god, look at that damage. Hang on.
Yeah. So taken. I will
Oh,
take the +1 for that 40 fire damage.
oh god.
Yeah,
Yes.
you hurl that shuriken. It's not dead, but you wreck that thing's day. You whip that shuriken at it, and it just rips across its torso, just popping and sizzling its way across like 6 eyes.
Gruesome.
Ava is gruesome. Seeing that happen. Oh, that's great. This sharp wing will move in and attempt to strike out at Ava and spring attack again and move all of 5 feet away. Because claws go.
No, no claws.
That would have missed if I still had full defense, but that'll hit.
For a 29 to hit KAC for 14 slashing damage. And it's now Lahan's turn.
All right. This time, I will. Let's see how far away these ones that are all moving up on Ava are. 85. Well, now that one's only 55, so I will designate the one to the north as my target, sighting in on it, my exocortex, and fire. This time it is within my first range increment, so that's a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
21 electric and fire damage.
Okay. 21.
Pass
It
my turn to these
shrieks
horrible
in
monsters.
agony. Horrible monster. They're just a different kind of burb with all the eyes.
They have too many eyes that makes them horrible monsters.
This sharp wing that's immediately adjacent to the burb is going to full attack. Well, multi-attack, I guess. It's going to bite and then try and sink its talons into the burb.
No, burb!
Right. So, -4 to these rolls, actually.
Natural toot. Toot toot.
But a 22 will hit for 12 slashing. As the talons sink in, the burb manages to whip its neck away from the fangs or the fanged mouth of these sharp wings.
Claw fangs.
Claw
They
fangs.
also have eye wings, so I guess
They-
it makes sense that they have claw fangs.
They do. This creature that Lahan has repeatedly shot at does not appreciate being repeatedly shot at. And it's going to
What?
fly out and
No.
around Finn and dive down at Lahan in an attempt to claw Lahan.
I object, Your Honor. I only hit it
22
once.
versus KAC.
We'll miss.
Poop.
Ha!
Poop.
I got new armor. Take that.
Nice.
And it's now Jacinto's turn. What horror are you unleashing upon me?
A new one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is the so Jacinto finishes his summon, and we're gonna put it right here. This is in fact a medium. Yes. So Jacinto finishes summoning, and all of a sudden, just out of nothingness comes a Protean, which are these really cool creatures. Jet, do you want to give us a? There it is. Look at him. He's so happy to be here.
Is
so
it medium sized?
It is
Did I size it
medium sized.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cute little sneaky
Yes.
boy.
So this little Protean pops into reality and is going to immediately take an attack on this Sharpwing. We'll make a single attack for reasons that will become apparent.
I don't like the sound of that.
That's only a 19 versus KAC on this Sharpwing.
That hits exactly.
Okay, well, exactly is not what I was hoping for, but you know what? Take 10 piercing damage. And fun things will have to happen next.
Hoping for.
What?
I know what Tom was hoping for.
You do know? Well, 10 piercing damage, and that's fine. More fun things will have to happen later. Then
Smiling
Jacinto,
snaky boy is just latched on.
yeah. Jacinto wants to move through this tree. Can I do that?
Which tree? The center tree?
Yes, yeah. He
Yeah,
wants to get up next to the bird.
Yeah, you just can't move right through the center,
Okay.
like the
That's
dead
cool.
center. You're fine.
Right, because that's where the trunk goes. Sure.
Yeah.
And then Jacinto pulls up his character sheet and checks, and yes, indeed, he does have some second level Mystic Cures. So Jacinto is going to cast Mystic Cure, reaching out to touch the burb because he saw the burb take a couple hits. And that the burb is not looking good. He meant to do this before the fight started, but then the fight started, so you know how it is. Jacinto is going to transfer 20 of his own hit points to this burb. So for a total of 33 hit points. Back to burb.
Oh wow, that's a lot of hit points. That's super good.
Yeah, it is. Yup.
You don't
We
want the burb
take
to die,
we
huh?
take burb. We take burb protection pretty seriously in this party.
Yes, we do.
I've just decided. And then Artania is going to keep single action moving towards the fracas, and that is my turn.
I'm just picturing a very serious Artania, tentacles sort of squiggly, but like generally in front of the face. It's just flying very seriously, just
Just
like
Artania the dangerous part.
cartoon eyebrows. Hello, everybody. We're back. When last we left off, Jacinto did it all.
Jacinto did hardly
Recap what
anything.
Jacinto did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacinto summoned a Protean to try and to attack this Sharpwing, and then Jacinto dashed through a tree to heal Burb, giving some of his own life force for Burb. And then Artania very seriously flew through the air towards the Sharpwing. Actually, scuttled across the ground because he's faster scuttling than he is flying.
Fair. And now it's Finn's turn.
I can't hear you,
Lapis.
Lapis.
Lapis dead.
I just try talking again, Lapis. Oh, I saw like a
Weird.
blip of green.
Hmm.
Glitch gremlins.
Why glitch gremlins?
Huh.
She is typing.
Yep.
Just
Well-
move me up to full attack it.
Well, I will move you over one square, and then you can make a single attack because you had to move.
Right. Okay. Finn's character sheet. Okay, you can roll. Do it. Make it so. Waiting on that roll.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh. That is almost a cosmic fail. It was a natural 1 for a total of 14. It does miss
Yeah.
the sharp wing. I like how that's supposed to be low damage and it's still 23 damage. It's now another sharp wing's turn. It's this one. What's a target that it's going to move to assist its companion. It's going to move up to Finn and then bounce away by not very much.
this will provoke an attack opportunity.
From the Protean. You're right. Yep.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Ooh.
No, from the Protean. Yeah.
You know what?
Misses
Before
entirely.
I would like to use my natural 20.
Okay, you do that, which I believe actually makes me stay here, right? Based on
It
something that you
will.
let slip.
Because the Protean's attacks have grab, which if I exceed your KC plus 4, which this does, you are now grabbed.
And you're doing 26 damage on that crit, correct?
Yeah, unless you would like me to roll the damage instead, because that's generally the ruling in Starfinders. You roll double the dice.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So this plus 7. Okay, so 25 damage then.
Ow, ow. And it is grabbed, you say?
Yes, indeed. So the Protean sees the sharp wing about to try and juke around it, and it just sort of lashes out with its weird noodly hands. And well, no, this is a bite, so it lashes out with its weird noodly mouth, and then grabs on like a lamprey. And yeah, I guess I don't know how you rule that because it was spring attacking, trying to attack Finn, right? So is the whole action wasted then?
I would say so if you grabbed it.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to come with it. That's how I
Right.
would rule that interacts.
Yeah. Once you're grappled, you can't move. So, yeah.
All right. And then I've got this sharp wing down here that sees a very serious danger spider coming right towards it. So they're going to spring attack the danger spider. And then head out just south of Lahan at the end of that movement. But Artanya, taste these claws. Come on, roll 20. There we go. A 31 to hit for 12 slashing damage.
Okay, fine. 12 slashing damage.
And now, that shuttle, that smoking, noisy shuttle, the hatch on the side sort of opens up and falls down into a really crappy looking ramp. And you see this figure that I'm about to shift Z stumble out, and they're wearing a really crappy looking, like it looks like they've taken something for someone who is much more fit, like the upper part of a piece of armor to cover their chest, and then they had to like sew 3 different suits together around their midsection because they have such a big belly, and one of their arms is like malformed. They have one giant finger that's about 1.5 feet long and probably about 4 inches thick, and then some atrophied, like a atrophied ring finger and pinky finger, and a malformed thumb, and that's one hand. And then their other hand, they've stepped out on this ramp, and they're menacingly holding. It looks like a really bodged together sort of chainsaw improvised weapon. Mechanically, it's a fang blade. And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? That's my bird. I'm going to be the one to eat it." And that's their turn.
Actually, nobody's going to eat the bird. Thank you.
What makes it your bird anyway?
Hey, we can hear Lapis.
I've been I've been hunting it for weeks. And now it's Ava's turn.
Oh, gross. All right. Keeps attacking. Going to move up here, kind of trying to get in between the bird and the gross thing, and gonna attack without throwing at this guy here. 23 to hit EAC.
You are muted, Jet.
That definitely hits, and you do 34 damage. And how do you want to end this creature? This poor Sharpwing that was just trying to catch that bird for its master.
Poor Sharpwing. Ava, from back where she was standing, just breaks into a dead sprint from like standstill, leaps up onto this thing and just drawing her knife stabs it into its neck and just kind of like tears as she comes back to the ground, cutting its throat out.
And the Sharpwing cries out in agony, this poor creature, and it flops to the ground, and its lifeblood just spurts out of that wound, and it just sort of desperately tries to crawl towards its master, and it's keening with sadness before it falls silent forevermore. One of these days, I'll get you to feel sorry for the bad folk.
I mean,
I was gonna say, you're not being empathetic for the bads is not working.
Well, at least in this instance, it's a relatively innocent animal. It's not a sentient being who's actively choosing to be bad.
Mm.
It is this other Sharpwing's turn, and it shrieks in rage and attempts to... it's just going to move forward and attack you because it's too close to you to spring attack. Wow, I did not even click that. What I clicked was this. A 25 to hit your KAC.
That'll miss.
And it's now Lahan's turn.
All right. Well, I don't like this one is in my face. I already combat tracked it. I'll take a 5-foot step and shoot it again, right in the face. It's only a 15 to hit. Well. Oh well. At least I get to keep my charges. I'll pass my turn to the baddies.
True. But you did roll a 3. Do you have a reroll that you want to use?
No.
Okay. Oh, it's the dead Sharpwing's turn, but I will take them off the roster. The Sharpwing that Lahan just narrowly missed is going to 5-foot step over here, adjacent to Lahan, and try and bite her. Try and bite her in the face.
Rude.
It's going to do that like chicken, like flutter the wings and leap forward 5 feet. For a 23 versus KAC.
That's a miss. Well, I had all these credits, and I thought, what could I use
know.
it for? Better
I know.
armor.
I'm rolling like just average. I just need to roll, I think, a little bit above average, and I have a chance to hit you.
Turnabout's fair play, man. Turnabout's fair play.
I know. It's now Jacinto's turn. You've got a Protean with a big burb in its mouth.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but it works. Jacinto is going to spend a move action and a resolve point to activate the Song of the Spheres, which we haven't heard in a while. So that is +1 morale bonus to attacks, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects for 3 rounds. Because it is number of rounds equal to the max spell level I can cast since I spent a resolve point. And fast healing equal to 1. So everybody in the party that is within a 60-foot radius of me has fast healing. That'll activate on my next turn. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That's a good way to save someone if they're down and dying and you can't run to them.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then, so that was a move action. I'll spend another move action giving Artanya a standard action. Artanya is gonna skitter up to this sharp wing here. In fact, he'll go here instead to provide easier flanking with Ava. And then we'll attack. +1 to both of these. 20 versus KAC.
That will hit.
For 19 points of piercing damage.
Whoa, not minus 119.
Oh, that's okay. And then the Protean here, who is also benefiting from Song of the Spheres, is going to attack the Sharpwing once again. Come on, Protean. Make a good attack roll. Yes, that is a 29 versus KAC for 14 points of piercing damage on that Sharpwing. And that's my turn.
All right, Finn. What would you like to do here?
Let's see. Now that I can talk again, it's much easier to take turns. That was frustrating. All right. I'm going to finish photon attuning.
Oh no.
It's actually big, so if I put myself right over here, my 10-foot radius actually would catch him, but not Lahan. And he's big, correct? So
Yeah, that would work.
Actually, which is kind of cool. He's just going to like burst into cosmic flame for a second, because he's a 10-foot radius. Oh yeah, okay. Well, not perfect time because it goes all around me. That was almost super cool.
It's still pretty cool, to be fair.
It's still pretty cool, but it could have been cooler.
So how much damage is coming my way?
Ooh.
Dice in here. Oh, 8 + 1, yeah.
Yes. That should be +1 because of photon mode. So 37.
Yes. 37. And he gets a reflex save for half.
Ouch. That does a ow. I believe I save for half.
All right. I just mainly didn't want to crit fail my attack again. Can't crit fail if you don't have to roll. Big brain moment.
So
Yeah.
18 damage. It looks
Just
pretty hurt.
Oregon things.
And it's now another Sharpwing's turn. And this Sharpwing is... it's going to be a foolish fool. How far? Oh, Ava is 20 feet away. So it's going to do this.
It's
gonna
not
spring
doing
attack
anything
Ava.
because it's grappled.
Oh yeah, it's grappled poop.
I mean, it can attack my Protean.
It's going to do that. It's going to attack your Protean. It's going to bite it. It's going to miss it.
You would be surprised. Let's double check. Yeah, no, my KAC is only 16. However, does grappled apply a minus something penalty to attack rolls?
I believe it does. Let me double check. Yep, -2 penalty. So it would actually, that would be a 15. So
Yes.
It's gonna be a miss. The Protean lives.
this sharp wing down here, south of Lahan, is going to spring attack Lahan.
What? I didn't do nothing to it.
They're doing things to its flock mate. It's going to try and claw Lahan. There's a 26 at your KAC.
Yes.
Yes. 13 slashing damage as this
Bird.
eye-covered burbs slides by you, Lahan. And it is now this individual's turn. He's like,
When was the last
"Oh,
time we
you
had
do."
a fight? I should probably be at full stamina.
Oh, yeah,
you should
definitely.
have. Oh wait, I need to see, double check a movement speed so I don't do a bad. Okay, that's their speed. This thing is not super smart. This guy, he walks up just sort of like holding his giant fingered hand out to the side, attempting to menace Ava with his chainsaw in his hand. And that's going to take his whole turn. He had a double move to get up there. He's like, leave my burbs alone. I was going to eat that other bird. You just need to go away.
I wish we could be friends with this guy.
Ava is very grateful that he brought himself up to her. She will swift action draw one of her shuriken, move action to draw one of the other ones. So she's got one in each hand. And then she's going to go ahead and attack with the flash shuriken. 34 to hit the AC for 34 damage.
That super hits.
Cool, and now I'm
Dang.
going to do a thing. Does 24 intimidate him?
It's 24. The DC is 15 plus 1.5. Their CR. CR is. I'm double checking. I apologize. Where did you go, CR? Why are you hiding from me? What the heck? What the deuce? There it is. Okay. What would you roll for? That fails. That fails.
All right, nothing happens.
Dun dun dun. But it's now this Sharpwing's turn. The Sharpwing to the south of you. And it's going to guarded step over here. That's bad. No, it's just going to attack you. It's already adjacent to you. Full attack! A bite and a claw coming your way. So that will miss because that's 24 actually. I don't have the full attack set up properly for this sheet. And that's a 14.
Couple of misses.
Yep. And it's Lahan's turn.
All right. This thing is still in my face. Second verse, same as the first. Step.
I forgot to put something on the initiative. The good
Shoot.
burb should be on the initiative.
I was wondering about that.
That's a 26 to
forgot.
hit
That super hits.
for 15 electric and fire.
Ow.
Past 2 evil burbs.
All right. So you 5-foot stepped and you shot, I believe you said.
Mm-hmm.
That burb does not like that, and it 5-foot steps and follows you and tries to bite you in the face again.
So rude.
24 will just miss, I believe, right?
24 meets, so that's a hit.
Aha! 13 piercing damage as it
Ow.
bites your face.
Ow!
There's just a giant space chicken chasing Lahan around and trying to bite her. Covered in eyes. And it's now Jacinto's turn.
All right.
That's horrifying.
Jacinto gains 1 hit point back at the start of his turn. As does Artania. So, and the Song of the Spheres ticks down by 1. Yes, good night, Ninja. Let's see, who do I want to attack first? Artania is going to attack first because that might determine what Jacinto does. So Artania, the Danger Spider, is going to attack once. That is only a 16 versus KAC.
16 versus KAC.
On the sharp wing.
Oh, miss.
Yeah,
Do you have a +1? Do you have a +1?
That one belongs to the Lord Empress. I will not take that.
Wait, no. Sorry, I was looking at EAC. That would still miss. I apologize.
Oh,
didn't mean to get you excited.
Then don't worry about it. So Artania misses, and then the Protean is going to attack. Let's see. Single
it's
attack.
It's going to try and run over to Lahan, right? It's going to leave that one alone?
No. It's got this one full and well pinned, my friend. Not pinned in the mechanical sense. 21 versus KAC.
That will hit.
Will it hit by 4 higher than KAC?
In fact, it doesn't. It beats it by 2.
Oh no! Well, that's fine. Take 9 points of piercing damage anyway. And
it looks super hurt. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll provoke an attack of opportunity from me, and then I can put it down before it runs away anyway. But did you take 10 points of piercing damage because Song of the Spheres? Not 9.
I did not. I will add an extra point of damage.
Yeah, that was my bad. I didn't call it out. Last but certainly not least, Jacinto is going to cast. I forgot to think about what Jacinto was going to do with his actual portion of the turn, his standard action. He casts Polar Vortex. That's the one.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. I panicked. Polar Vortex. So Jacinto sees this big, beefy guy like march out onto the field and go up to Ava. Sees Ava gut him right good, but has been wanting to try out the spell for a while, ever since he saw it from the spell gem that he cast it from back in that dungeon with the goblins in the Goblin Fort. He's gonna cast it right here. Nope. Right here. Nope. He's gonna cast it in such a way that he can get the sharp wing and the bad guy.
I would 100% believe that could happen. We don't need to stress about it.
Of course. So at the start of their turn, I should say, I generate an Arctic storm of harsh winds and battering hail and snow. Creatures that enter or start their turn in the area during the first round of the spell take 3d6 cold damage plus 6d6 bludgeoning damage and are affected by freezing hurricane strength winds for the duration of the spell. Creatures flying in the area must succeed in an acrobatics check to fly in dangerous wind. Blah, 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 blah. But importantly, the flavor is Jacinto just sort of points over there, and an icy crack shatters reality, and all of a sudden, out of this crack just erupts this vortex of polar frost. And that comes with it a bunch of hail. So those two are going to be affected by that at the start of their turn.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
That's your turn. Finn.
You're muted, Finn.
There we go. Got it fixed. And my keybinds got all wonked when I disconnected things for some reason. Which is odd because it usually doesn't do that, but I'm gonna find another one now. No, I'm still close to one. Good. If I 5-foot shift, can I still full attack or no? That's a no, correct?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna 5-foot shift and I'm gonna punch it once. I'm supposed to get photon attuned again. Do a good punch.
That will hit. 19
Hey!
versus KC, 22 damage. And how does Finn end this creature?
Has Lahan shot it in between me exploding and me killing it? I don't know
Yes.
if that's it or not. Okay. So, the big bird creature explodes into cosmic flames for a second, gets shot by Lahan, and then as he's trying to figure out what he's gonna do to respond to these threats, just gets punched like punch him right in the gut, and so it like doubles over and just collapses, like pukes up blood, bird blood.
Aw. You kind of kidney punch the space chicken covered in eyes, and it just crumples to the ground.
Yep, I punched it right in his kidney eye. That's the most
Yep,
vulnerable.
the eye kidney, the most important of the eyes.
I always
Most
wanted an
important
eye
kidneys.
kidney for a pet as a kid.
Where's our Tom emoji?
Yeah, Tom, we got the real Tom.
It is
Yes.
the grappled. Oh, no longer grappled Sharpwing, correct?
As of right now.
As of right now, it's gonna try and run away.
I love
Make
this
an
idea.
attack of opportunity.
I will gladly. Come on, Protean. Don't let me down. That's a 20 versus KAC. 21 versus KAC.
That will hit. And that
9
will
points of
do
damage.
9 damage, but that is not enough to grab it.
Protean.
We had such high hopes for you.
And it flies off that way, just squawking noisily until it gets outside the atmosphere envelope, and then it just goes quiet.
Yeah.
All right, it's this Sharpwing down here. This very healthy Sharpwing's turn. This very healthy Sharpwing, it doesn't like anything that's happening, but it sees this tiny little thing that's doing weird things, and it's gonna spring attack Jacinto.
The nerve.
I don't know why it keeps saying multi-attack when I switch between the two creatures' sheets. 21 versus KAC. Does that hit?
No. Would you believe it?
Ah.
It's one short.
Both of the backliners got new armor. Ha!
Got new armor. High fives. Very
All right.
nice.
It is now someone who is in the polar vortex's turn. What
Mhm.
awful thing happens? Roll your
So-
damage dice.
He takes 3d6 cold plus 6d6 bludgeoning. So here's the 3d6 cold. Oh, that's great. Plus 6d6 bludgeoning. So he takes, unless he's resistant, a total of 31 damage.
Yes. Yes.
That's not that. Ouchies. Oh, they're in a me-induced danger zone is what they are. It's like when you're 2 points from being knocked unconscious. You don't really want to be that close because of like, depending on the game system, you could just go so far negative you just die.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you implying, Jet? That this guy only has 2 hit points left? Is that
No.
what I'm hearing?
No. There's. I'll tell you about it later after the show. But they're going
boy.
to rev up that chainsaw, and they are going to attempt to cut right into Ava.
Oof.
Single attack. Come on, 34 to hit for 17 slashing damage.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And now you have been menaced. Which means you are considered flanking for all other creatures in regards to melee combat. Considered flanked.
That's a pretty cool fusion.
And it's now Ava's turn to respond to this chainsaw across the torso. Right, and you got a chainsaw to the tum-tum.
Take a guess what's going to happen. I won't even make you guess. Full attack.
You're gonna hug him. You're gonna hug him.
I'm gonna hug his neck with my knives. A 17 to hit probably misses, but a 22 maybe hits with the AC.
22 does hit for 32 damage.
Yeah, for 32 fire damage.
Oh,
Yes.
I like that.
Well, I don't like him menacing me with a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's the Burb's turn. The Burb that I forgot about in the initiative order for so long.
I'm sorry, he was stunned.
That's exactly.
David's greatness is very shocking.
That does make sense. And it sort of, much like the Sharpwing chasing Lahan, it sort of chicken jumps on top of the dead Sharpwing, and it's going to attempt to peck this malformed individual. Why? I just switched between sheets. Why do you keep... Oh, I have the wrong sheet open. Bad me. Peck. What? How did it...
You've got an extra plus in there. It was an 11 plus a 17.
Yeah, that super hits. And 20 damage. This is so dangerous.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting
So
yourself.
dangerous. It's the Sharpwing's turn. The Sharpwing. It's going to attack Ava.
Not before it takes some damage.
Is there a saving throw to take half?
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. You know what? There totally was. I forgot. The guy could have made that saving throw as well. The saving throw is DC 19. So reflex.
Well,
Okay, so he takes half of 23, which is 11. And then big guy can also make a reflex save because we forgot.
oh, I forgot to enter his reflex save. But a 4
but you know
on
what,
the
a
die
4
is not going to be high enough.
I hope he doesn't have a plus 16 to his reflex save.
No, he does not.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, your Sharpwing may proceed.
The Sharpwing is going to just try and bite Ava again in the face. They seem to like faces, probably because of their many eyes. They might fixate on eyes.
Must be it.
That's actually how Sharpwings get their eyes, is they eat the eyes out of other people's faces.
It is known.
Oh,
Starfinder
well,
facts.
that second one isn't supposed to be there. It double clicked, but I got a natural 20 to hit Ava for a 34 for a total of 22 total damage piercing.
That'll miss.
A natural 20 for a total of 34 will miss.
That'll miss
Why?
because I wanted to.
So
okay.
Yeah, just declare things are amiss, Lame.
I declare bankruptcy. You can't just declare bankruptcy.
That's not what you're doing. That sounds like you're just trying to cheat your way through the game.
It's now Han's turn. Ava, take your damage. I've worked so hard to damage you. You take it.
Oh god. Nick is
yeah, sorry, Streamlabs was acting funny. I was glaring at it. So Lahan will move up towards her friends over here a bit. And take a shot at the one that I presume is the one that just smacked Ava in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here goes. It's a 22 to hit.
That
Actually,
does
that's
indeed hit.
That's actually a 21 because I still have my combat tracking on.
Oh, yes. That definitely does hit, though.
Okay, cool. 18 electric and fire damage.
It looks super hurt.
Good.
It's now this poor dead eye chicken's turn. But now it's going to be Jacinto's turn.
All right, so the
I have
resignation
fast
in
healing
your
from
voice.
Jacinto, don't one.
Yeah, the Song of the Spheres is going to affect everybody within a 60-foot. Yeah. So, yep. Take one. Speaking of, Artania gets one. Yeah, it's a relatively new feature. I got it at the 6th level, but we didn't do a ton of fighting around then, so it's not been ingrained.
Yeah.
I forget a lot of things about Jacinto, if I'm honest. Like the fact that I'm a battle leader and I gave up half of my Mystic class features for it. Anyway, don't worry about that. Protean. Oh, I meant to check this off turn. Protean only has a 20-foot. Hold on. So, there we go. Did you know if you click a token and press X, you can see the last space that your token was in on Roll20? It's pretty cool.
Really?
Anyhow, yep. Click on the token, press X. It's great for backtracking. The reason I bring this up is because the Protean only has a 20-foot land speed. Yeah, right?
That's super neat.
So,
oh, you can do it with other
fly.
people's characters too.
Oh, snap. Protean's gonna fly over here.
Jacinto was there.
No, don't do
And
that.
then,
Juan was there.
That's just mean. Wait. It flew in there. Does it not? Does it
only
not
tokens
have
you
to
can
make an
control.
acrobatics check?
it probably would, wouldn't it?
Because it is now in a area of high winds and whatnot.
It is.
Oh, you're totally right.
It's a DC 33 acrobatics check because it's in
Oh,
dangerous wind conditions.
then what happens to my?
Take that space.
Oh,
chicken.
you know what? Oh, hold on. No, this is me. This is me,
Hmm.
Nick.
That's
Then,
fair.
because I forgot that the area of effect was there because I didn't put a marker on the field. I wouldn't tell the guy to fly into the
That's fine.
gale force
That's fine,
winds.
but it'd be
Okay.
hilarious. I'm sorry.
It would be hilarious. However, I'm gonna have him fly down here instead, and he's going to attack big scary guy instead. So the Protean attacks big scary guy.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The Protean grabs big scary guy with a 29 versus KAC for 12 points of damage.
That does. Well, what happens is it grabs him so good that he falls over, unconscious and dying.
Oh boy. And then Jacinto, seeing this, says, "Oh, you can let him go." In like whatever language Proteans speak. I know common, it turns out. Good. Okay, and then Artania is going to attack the Sharpwing. Yes. Oh, and actually, Jacinto, for the heck of it, is going to use his second battle cry that he learned as a battle leader. Got him. So each... I dropped I imagine that guy was a significant enemy. So
He was.
each ally affected by this victory cry, anybody within a 60-foot radius of me, but not myself, gains a morale bonus to damage rolls until the end of my turn, their next turn, equal to half your charisma bonus, which is 2. So everybody gets, you get the +1 from Song of Spheres, but now it's a +2 bonus to your damage rolls. Also morale.
So +1 and then +3 damage, or is it +2 damage because
they do
don't-
not stack.
They're both morale bonuses.
Yep, because that would be silly. And then, but this does affect Artania. So Artania is going to bite a single time. 18 versus CAC on the Sharpwing.
That will miss by 1.
No! That's a 7. You know what? We got some rerolls. I'm going to use a reroll. Because we need to use rerolls before the end of the game, right? Yeah, I'm using a reroll. This is from Drunk Fat Ninja for great justice. So here goes. I'll reroll the d20. It's one worse.
Oh no! You tried.
Well, it doesn't feel right to use 2 rerolls on my creature companion, so I'm going to save one reroll for somebody.
I was gonna say you could use my reroll.
I don't want to take your reroll, Jed.
Nobody
It's
wants
your
to reroll,
reroll.
Jed. Keep it.
It was gifted to you.
Yes.
No matter my views on GM rerolls, because we're omnipotent gods. But That's my turn. No, it's not, because Jacinto can still do a thing. Jacinto's gonna throw a Mind Thrust level 1 at this Sharp Wing. Make a will save.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
21.
Well, pronk your Sharp Wing. Take 5 points of mental damage.
It's got a great deal of will. It just saw its master die, and it's unhappy with you all. It thinks you're all poopy heads.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
poopy
the
head.
feeling is
It
mutual.
started it.
I end my turn. We're on our last round of Song of the Spheres.
It's Finn's turn.
All right. Let's get them. Am I close enough
Get
to
'em.
get them and get to them at the same time? Keep photon tuning.
Oh man.
Oh, it's 2 or 3. I'm gonna err on the side of I am wrong and say it's 2. Ah. Oh man. All right. Let's see. I don't think I can quite reach that. That's a long way away. I'm not gonna make it. I make it to the tree line. That's what I do. Finn.
Okay.
Hustle over towards the tree line while photon tuning. That's his turn.
Building up a charge.
I made it a little less boring than just walking.
The static electricity.
Yeah,
It's just like rubbing his feet on the carpet.
Big
Yeah.
old wings bouncing behind him. It's coming with his gauntlet out. It's very scary. Very scary.
The one sharp wing flees off the map. This one down here is fully healed, but so many of its other siblings, flock members, have died brutally. It's gonna fly. It literally can get off the map this turn. It's gone.
Fair
They're
enough.
not just gonna let us kill them? Who?
There was a burb that was down this way, and it was like, nope, everyone's dying, and it flew away.
That's
The
a good choice on
the,
its part.
the malformed individual is down. Is that protean? And now it's Ava's turn, and there's one eye chicken left.
Oh well,
Put it out
obviously
of its
Ava is just
misery.
going to turn and attack the eye chicken. We'll attack with flame knives. 226 to hit.
Yeah, you super duper murder this eye chicken. You can describe it however you would like.
No, Ava just turns like, reckless abandon in her eyes and throws herself on the eye bird and just kind of like stabs it as it falls to the ground and like gurgles its last breath.
No eyes for you, just pop, 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 pop.
See, now that's
Oh,
actually
no.
scary.
Yeah.
And that's the last of your foes, and we are slightly over time. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. Thank you all for being okay with that.
That's perfect. We started like 10 minutes late.
20 minutes late.
And we can
Yeah.
pick up here next week.
Yeah. We gotta figure out who this burb belongs to and heal it up more and give it treats.
Rescue bird.
Because it's a good burb.
It belongs to us now, as far as I can tell.
Oh, hey, everyone's getting out.
Mm.
So,
Alright, Ron
and
has
just
now
real
one,
quick,
so we can go to somebody
loot
else.
wise, you found 1, 2, 3 environmental collars, not the 5. And then you found a menacing fang blade and a very bodged together Aztec's suit Mark III with a load lifter armor upgrade.
Neat.
Cool.
Well,
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So, Tom, what do we got happening this Sunday?
this Sunday, our free flying traders, as I have dubbed them, are going to be beginning a heist. They're going to have to go to the Horse Eye orbital plate around Avalon to capture the Oliphant. the experimental starship designed by... This is very disjointed. I'm sorry. I should write these things out in the future. The experimental starship designed by Evgeny Jameson Corporation.
For revenge. I mean, to liberate it.
Captain,
to
what do you
liberate
mean?
it. And
I thought we were liberating it.
I'm
For
sure-
freedom and justice.
I'm sure that you're definitely on the same page as Lord Sinjin, and this is going to go well. I think it's going to be just fine. I think it's all no
Yeah.
surprise.
I learned something from him. The ends justify the means.
That's right.
It's a good lesson, guys.
As everybody slippery
So-
slopes to evil alignments.
So
I mean, no one ever said the captain was good.
And I figured neutral since it's Firefly themed.
Nobody ever told the GM that anybody was evil.
Not
Is my
evil,
rebuttal.
just chaotic neutral. It's fine.
So yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and then next week, we'll pick up where we left off here. Our heroes are probably going to be looking at this still living burb to see what's going on with that, poking through the remains of that malformed individual and their maybe their shuttlecraft of some sort. See what's going on with that, and we'll see where that takes us. Thank you, Tom, Nick, Leif, and Lapis for playing. Leif, excellent work on the music. Who do we need to credit? You're muted.
You're muted.
Thanks, White Bat Audio, for the cool tracks. Again, free on YouTube. Good
There's
stuff.
a lot of royalty-free music on YouTube.
A
That's
lot
really
of good royalty-free music on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check them out. They got the sci-fis. If you need sci-fi music, they got it.
Nice.
You want to buy some
Wait.
sci-fis?
Thank you.
You don't want to
Nick.
sell me sci-fi.
Thank you, Nick, for running stream as always. It's fantastic. And everyone for playing, everyone for watching, and I think we
And
can...
you, Jet, for running.
Oh, thank you.
And Paizo.
And I'll try to say goodbye before we can thank him.
And Paizo for these wonderful Paizo products that I am hopefully not mangling. And we will be bouncing into voice on our Discord if you want to join us there
For the after show.
for the after show. Join us on Discord if you haven't already. I promise we're not awful. I promise we're okay.
I post funny memes.
And
Aren't they
we
funny though?
lots of
You
dad
post memes
jokes.
for sure.
We put the Tom emoji on all of
Yeah.
them. Everyone can use the Tom emoji freely on Discord.
Tom emoji is now my most
It's a-
used emoji.
It's a wondrous land where the
wondrous
Tom emoji
land.
is free.
For all.
We've got free range Tom emojis. They're great.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not confined to any one text channel. They roam freely.
That's beautiful.
But I think, Nick, you could take us on out of here, and everyone have a great night, great week.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.